Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Ask Me Anything. I'm Tim from Ledger, and we have a very special guest with us today. We got Steven with us, another member of the team, to help answer some of the questions that you guys have. Full disclosure, Steven does have to take off in 30 minutes for another meeting, but we got him for 30 minutes, so let's get some questions asked. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's just start at the top. Looks like Michael Gilbert came in first and said, I have XRPN on the XRP scanner showing how do I access it maybe? So I'm not really too sure what you're asking. Maybe like you see a transaction on the XRP Block Explorer, but it's not showing up in your account maybe that's the issue. If so, maybe try clearing your cache in Ledger Live. But if you are here, Michael Gilbert, and you have more information, swing down and drop it in the comments. That way we can kind of address it a little bit more directly and kind of figure that out. Do you have anything? I don't really have much else to glean from this.
I was gonna say maybe if it's like an asset on like the Ripple blockchain, they could connect to XRP Toolkit and maybe see if it shows up as like an additional asset there.
I didn't even think about that, like a token.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not too familiar with like XRP tokens or like assets built on XRP.
Yeah.
So that might be worthwhile connecting to like a third-party wallet, seeing if you can like manually add it or
that's a good idea. So just in case that is the issue, because now that you said that actually sounds more likely than what my initial thought was. Maybe try connecting your ledger to XRP Toolkit, which will show you your any tokens that you have on the XRP ledger. So connect ledger to XRP Toolkit. Okay, cool. Yeah, try out those steps and see if that helps. And if not, then just tell us why we're wrong and more information.
This one, my Ledger Nano S Plus, I'm getting NFTs under Polygon, and it shows receive. I didn't did anything to that. So what to know? What is that? What's coming in? And if it's harmful, so how to delete it?
That's a good question. Yeah.
So effectively, you can't delete these types of like scammy airdrop NFTs. Unfortunately, they're really common. Like if you've been in crypto for, I want to say like more than like a month, or you've even just like transacted, remember your address or your account is public. And so people out there can technically just send a bunch of these scammy NFTs out to as many addresses as possible, hoping that at least one person will like click the NFT, interact with it, and essentially fall for the scam. What I would say the best approach in this situation is if there's an NFT that you don't recognize, like you didn't buy it, it wasn't part of a collection that you're like looking at. Another one of the tricky things, they'll look at your NFTs you have, and then they'll send you fake NFTs that look like, oh, you hold this, so you got this like special airdrop. Like for instance, if you have like a Bored Ape or something, some of the scams will be like, for Bored Ape holders, this NFT is worth like 60,000 ape token or something like that. Right. So you might have an NFT and you might get a scam NFT like kind of related to your NFT. I would say the most important thing is like asking yourself, like, did you do anything to solicit this NFT? Like, did you buy it? Did you do anything that would indicate that you're going to be receiving this NFT, like with your own volition? If it's just some random NFT and you're like, I don't know why I got this, I don't know why it's even here, that would point towards like a scam phishing airdrop NFT. And in that case, you can simply just hide it from the interface and it will have no effect on your accounts or your other funds. We have some really good documentation on how to sort of like avoid interacting with these NFTs. For me personally, whenever I see one of those NFTs, I just right click and hide it. It's like the easiest way. It's sort of like out of sight, out of mind. But as long as the NFTs are actually hidden and you don't interact with them, you're perfectly safe.
Yep.
So it's kind of the easiest way to deal with it. It's just hide it, ignore it. And you get to go.
And you can do that right from Ledger Live. So you can go to your Polygon. It's real common to happen on Polygon because transaction fees are so low. And so it's like, it's affordable for scammers to scam on Polygon, whereas on ETH it would cost them a lot of money and it might not be worth it. So you do see it more on Polygon, but you can see here I'm loaded up. Look at all these fake. Like these are all fake. Ape NFT tickets.
It's like perfect examples too of like it'll be like bonus or like like you won this luckily like out of this like raffle or lottery. Kind of things that seem like almost too good to be true.
And so if you go to one, like look at this one, this lucky raffle promo, and you click on it, inevitably,
I don't even like it.
I don't even like to click on it.
Like, even the way it looks,
it's so scammy. But like if you look right here, there will always pretty much always be like a URL, something to go to, and if you go to this, it's gonna try to scam you. So the best thing to do, like just like Steven was just saying, is to just kind of right click, actually click these three dots right here for the NFT. Oh, so basically, let me go back. Open the account. Find the NFT in question. Any of these are all scams. And then click on the three dots and then hide your NFT collection. And then it'll just make it go away. There's no way to like, and it's also not recommended to really even send it from your account. Because you never know like what's in the smart contract, if it's gonna like charge you some tax or something. Like you just don't know.
I've heard of cases too where there was scam NFTs designed to automatically boomerang back into the account. And so people being like, I've sent this NFT out of my account 30 times today and it cost me like transaction fees each time. And it was like you just gotta hide it. Like they're like those types of NFTs are designed to like stick to your account and come back.
I always describe them as being like if you ever go to your spam folder in your email, most people don't even go to their spam folder anymore because it's just full of a bunch of scams. But that's basically what this is for Web3. This is the scam version of this is the version of spam emails for Web3. That's what we're seeing here.
I mean, it's kind of like when you get like a phone call from a random number. And they're just like, hey, you've been your car's warranty has been out of or something like that. It's like if you yourself know like your car's warranty isn't expired or something like that, then you know that they're just kind of trying to like spray and pray, call as many numbers as possible. So you can think of that with your address. Like scammers will just send out thousands of these NFTs and hope, like I said, one person like clicks in the details and they're like, oh, I'm the lucky winner. And they click that one button, they sign a transaction, and then that account gets drained. So you always want to be careful.
So it looks like Sam Bradley asked, has onboarding XPR to the platform been discussed? So I had a chance to kind of look into that a little bit while we were talking about scam NFTs. Let me go here to show you. So I pulled up XPR. Are you talking about the Proton token here that is showing on CoinGecko, or is it something else? I just want to make sure I have it right before I go too deep. But basically, I'm just going to check real quick to see if this is an ERC20 token. It looks like on the Ethereum blockchain. So I will go ahead and see if this is already supported, and it may be. Let's see. This is the link I want. Search for that contract address. Okay, so it looks like it's partially supported.
With the counter value.
So
you won't see the fiat. You'll see your token balance, but you won't see how much like in dollars that balance is worth. But
you can with Zerion.
With Zerion you could you could go to the Discover tab and then go to Zerion, and then under your ERC20s it'll have the fiat value. So
and I can show you that here real quick. So you just go to your Discover tab. And then scroll down, find Zerion, which is right here, this little blue with the white triangles. Click on that. You're going to accept continue. And then it'll automatically detect all your ETH accounts, any asset. It's so thick,
It is. Then you can switch between, I think, was it Polygon? I think Binance Smart Chain and ETH are the three right now.
And Arbitrum and Optimism.
Arbitrum.
I don't even have my Arbitrum account in Ledger Live, but it knows that I have 0.027 ETH on Arbitrum, as well as.
Okay, that's really cool.
I thought I had a token too. Oh no, not anymore. I got rid of it. Okay. Yeah, so I only have ETH on there.
It's the best thing. You're like, I have this. Well, wait, I sold it.
I'm actually starting to lose track of like all these like different chains, that random little like trace amounts on all these chains.
The dust,
the dust. Okay, I think we should definitely address this real quick. Jai Sion is asking PlayStation or Xbox.
Oh man!
And just real quick, just so we don't go off topic, I'm gonna say PlayStation.
I'm gonna say PlayStation.
Okay, that's all we're gonna say.
I was worried that you and I were gonna have to just start like fighting on the stream.
So that's all,
okay,
yeah.
1, 2, 3, say it.
Yeah.
No, PlayStation. Xbox is sick though.
Xbox is.
I grew up with an Xbox.
Me
you know,
too.
my brothers didn't
Yeah.
let me play it.
Yeah. No, they're all good. These days everything's good. It's all good.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Yeah. Looks like Jai Sion followed up with another crypto related question, so we can get back on track. How do you get airdrops for your ledger? Let's say for like to register with another coin. So it gets airdropped to Ledger versus Exchange. So normally exchanges don't participate in airdrops. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't.
They'll make a statement usually.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think like one of the first airdrops was like the Uniswap airdrop, and I remember that was like before like I think a lot of exchanges were like acknowledging it, and then the Flare airdrop, I know a lot of exchanges didn't say anything, and that wasn't so good. And so like I think after Flare and then the Songbird airdrop, I think they've now sort of wisened up to like we're going to announce whether or not we support it like a month ahead of time. That way people know to pull their tokens. I know that was a big thing with Gala. Gala V2 snapshot. Like, I think Coinbase and Binance were pretty good about it. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. They were like, hey, like, we or aren't supporting it.
That's right. I think in that case they were not, right? For
Gala. And it gave people like ample opportunity to be like, okay, I'm going to remove my tokens. It wasn't just some, like the night before the snapshot or something. So,
but one thing to keep in mind is your addresses in Ledger Live will always be eligible for airdrops. So you can always register your ETH address or whatever address is applicable to receiving the airdrop. You can always register that from Ledger Live and it will always be compatible because your address in Ledger Live is just simply your public wallet address, which is always receive only. So if you can register any public wallet address, then it'll qualify. Let's see. Looks like Jason's got a question.
Awesome. Load Ledger app saying I need an upgrade. Does this mean you need to buy a computer or is there another way around this? I mean, if it's if it's just the Ledger Live software upgrade, you just go to the My Ledger tab in Ledger Live, and then for me, it would be an orange banner at the top. It'll tell you like, oh, like this version of Ledger Live you can download, and then underlined it'll say like download here. Or if you're referring to firmware versions, it appears the same. It'll be in the My Ledger tab in Ledger Live. And it'll show up at the top as like an available, like you have like a firmware update available. It'll either say software or firmware. We definitely like to advise staying fully updated between both. That way you know that your software is going to play nicely with your actual hardware device. And there won't be any discrepancies where like maybe your Ledger Live software is fully updated, but your Ledger device, like physical hardware, like maybe the firmware is super outdated, you would run into connectivity issues. And so it's really important that you kind of keep like the software and the firmware updated at the same time so that everything plays nicely with each other.
One other thing to keep in mind, if you're getting if you're getting a pop-up from like your computer from Mac OS, if it's telling you that, or if Ledger Live is saying that it's not compatible with your operating system, go up here. Actually, I don't have it on the screen, but if you're on Mac OS, you'll have a little apple up in the top left. Click on that, and then from there, click on About This Mac, and then here it kind of popped up. Have a weird situation. So then look at your version right here. I'm on Mac OS Ventura 13.1 right there. If you're on version for, let's see, desktop Mac OS version 10.14 or sorry 1.3 or earlier, then it's no longer compatible with Ledger Live. So you will have to either update your operating system, or if it's not available to update your operating system, you would have to use another computer. So that's one thing that I would like to throw in just in case you are getting that issue.
Importantly, though, if that is the case, you could always use like a friend, an acquaintance, just any computer. You just download Ledger Live, plug in your Ledger device, go to the My Ledger tab, perform like the maybe like firmware update, and then you can unplug your Ledger and you're free to go. You don't even have to like uninstall Ledger Live off the computer. You know, it's kind of scary being like, oh, you can use like any computer. You could even use like a virus infested computer.
Yes.
As long as you don't enter your recovery phrase into anything
Right.
and you're using like an actual version of Ledger Live, you can perform all of those same things that like people, I think they think that you need like a personal laptop to do this, but you could really use like any computer actually. That's sort of the beauty of it actually.
Yeah, it's super cool. Okay, Wendy Wynette is asking or saying, I know my seed phrase words are right, but when I get to the 19th word, it's not an option. What should I do? One missing word, thanks. That's a tough one. But
I would say block plate.
Yeah.
Block plate, compare it.
Definitely.
And the fact that you know it's the 19th word too is really helpful.
That's super helpful. Yeah.
You know, I bet you could probably get past it and find the right word. Like it'll take some time, but if you look at this website and you compare that 19th word, I bet you'll find some similar looking words. And like I said, with enough trying, you will find your word. You'll just have to compare it against these words on the Blockplate website.
So for a little bit of context here, Wendy, basically your recovery phrase, all recovery phrases in existence come from this list. This is called the BIP 39 word list. It's 2,048 total possible words. So if your seed phrase is all correct, every single word should be on this list. Now, you know that your 19th word is not being given to you as an option. So it's very likely that it was maybe written down a little incorrectly when you first wrote it down. So what Stephen was saying is take that word and look on this, and they're all in alphabetical order. So you should be able to find other words that are similar to it and see if there is one where maybe like a U could have been an O, or like
art versus act. Maybe like the R, in the R you like curved it a little bit. It looks like a C, and you're like, I'm putting in an act. And it's like, no, the word is art.
Exactly. Yep. And so that's really the only real way that you have to troubleshoot this. Luckily, this is a very powerful tool, and it's very lucky. If it is only the one word, then you will for sure be able to work this out by simple process of elimination. I mean, there's only 2,048 total possibilities. It gets exponentially harder. Let's say you had two words that you didn't know.
That's when it would be like, this is not going to be an easy task.
And then let's say you had 3 words or 4 or half your words. Like, so this is a very lucky situation.
Yeah. If you know exactly which word and which number, like out of the 24 words, this is pretty feasible. It will take time, but it's feasible with like trial and error. But if you were missing 3 words, or if you were like, I'm missing the 2nd, the 7th, and the 20th, I would argue that it might not be possible. Like you would need a lot of computation, and even then
wouldn't be possible.
You still wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Okay, so we got that.
I'll move Hbar from
Hi, Sam Bradley.
By
Yeah, there we go. That's the next one.
So for Hbar, right now we're working on having it like natively fully integrated within Ledger Live. So kind of like how you'd see like Bitcoin or Ethereum or like Solana. Right now, to have Hbar stored in Ledger Live, you need to effectively activate the account using a third-party wallet. Right now, I believe our documentation points towards Hashpack. So you would pretty much create an account in Hashpack, and then you would effectively export the public key from Hashpack, and then go into Ledger Live and activate your Hashpack account. And then once that's activated, you'll be able to actually just send Hbar to that account in Ledger Live, just like you would do with like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tezos.
Using Hashpack. All right. So that's the article that you're going to want to follow, the one that I just pulled up. It's basically just like Steven was saying. Once you activate your account in Hashpack, you'll then be able to go back to Ledger Live and just add your account right into Ledger Live. So I don't have a nano that I haven't already activated in Hashpack, because I have to do it so often to like help people like who have the issue. So I have like 5 nanos sitting in front of me, and every single one of them has an empty Hbar wallet because I already activated it. So, but when you go to add your account to Ledger Live, if you haven't activated your Hbar account in Hashpack, it'll just say, kind of point you to the help center article that I just linked, and it won't give you any option to add an account. It'll be a hard stop. But after you do the hash pack thing, then you can then go in and you'll be able to add your account like anything else. Cool. Sweet. That was Kevin Tan right there. All right, cool. Got that.
Hbar. Move less than the max amount. That's another thing too. If someone's trying to move Hbar from a ledger to a different wallet, if you do get an error and you're hitting max, try to maybe send slightly less than the maximum amount. Sometimes if you hit max, it'll give you an error. But if you just type, like, let's say you have 1,000 Hbar, instead of pressing max and sending 1,000 Hbar, just type in like 995, like 995, and see if that error persists. We've seen some people say that hitting max will cause issues, but if they just type in like slightly under the maximum amount, that error should go away.
Yeah, that's I've seen that before too.
Thank you for responding. Please, all the old Gala. How can I get rid of it? I believe if you hold the old Gala tokens, you could just hide them. I think effectively they're, I don't want to say like worthless, but I think now that they've had the token migration event from like the V1 token to the V2 token, I would keep an eye on the V2 tokens, and I would probably just like right click and hide the old tokens.
Same deal for hiding an NFT, except with tokens. You can go here, you can just find the token, like your Gala will show up in your ETH account like this. You can just find it, right click on it, and hide it
next to it.
It'll say old. I
have some Loom.
Oh, do you?
Like old. I never migrated it. Yeah, it's like stuck in my wallet. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh man.
That's awesome.
It's a reminder.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you lose your key codes, can someone easily access to your crypto? It sort of depends. If you lose your by key codes, if you're referring to like the 24-word recovery phrase, if you lose that, but you still have your physical ledger device, you could still technically plug in your ledger and send all of your crypto out to another temporary wallet, and then reset your ledger, generate a new 24-word recovery phrase with like new accounts, and then send all of your funds back to the new set of accounts with the new 24-word recovery phrase. So if for any reason you lost your 24-word recovery phrase, but you still have the physical ledger and you have the PIN to unlock it, you can still send the funds out. Now, if your question is, if you lost it and someone found it, then they would be able to access your accounts. They would be able to use your 24-word recovery phrase to essentially siphon all the funds out of the accounts remotely, regardless of if you have like the physical ledger. And so in the case that you have your physical ledger and you have the PIN, you know how to unlock it, and you like just lost your 24 words, I would strongly advise send the funds to another wallet, like temporarily, just for now. Reset your ledger, get a new 24-word recovery phrase. Make sure you write it down on paper or metal, never digital copies. And then once you have everything set up again with your ledger device with the new 24 words, you can send those funds back from the temporary wallet, and you should be good to go. But yeah, the most important thing is making sure that you have a new set of 24 words, because if you think that your old ones were compromised, you don't want to use those. If anyone comes across them, they'll be able to take the funds just like that. And so I would say
resistance.
The most important part is making sure that you have your 24-word recovery phrase safely stored.
Yep. And if you, just in case your question is in regards to your PIN code that is used to only unlock your Nano, if you lost your PIN code, you could just reset your Nano, import your 24 words back into it, set up a new PIN, and you're good to go. Basically resetting your device, but not resetting your device, resetting your PIN. Yeah, we do not have a lot of questions coming in today. That means that it's almost time for, actually it works out perfect because we're like at 4:30 right now.
I was gonna say, probably. Man, time flies.
Dude, time flies in these things. Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is. Dude. I love these. I love these AMAs.
I'll slide out, I think, now. But
Okay. Thank you, sir.
thanks, everyone. I hope
Yeah.
everyone has a good day or evening, and stay safe.
Yes. All right. I guess I'll wrap this up. So if you guys do have any, I'm not going to wrap this up now. We'll go for the full hour. So if anyone does have any other questions, let me just make sure we didn't like skip anybody real quick. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Heat score 77 is asking, do we have to update our Ledger S? I don't want to ever update because the news Ledger could possibly have a backdoor now. Please help honestly. Yeah. No worries. So there is never going to be a backdoor. There is no backdoor. That's either just rumors that people are saying, people who don't quite understand how our product works. But there, I assume you're referring to Ledger Recover. We did just recently release a white paper for Ledger Recover. And we also announced our open sourcing roadmap for Ledger Recover, which will make all of the code fully auditable. So I do recommend checking out our Twitter page and let me see if I can find it for you real quick, actually. I might have to look in here. So yeah, you can read it. Honestly, the white paper is pretty technical. So it's kind of like for me to like say, hey, yeah, go read the white paper. It's like, it would be like someone having a concern about their iPhone and an engineer saying, oh, go read the schematics on how your iPhone works. And so it's like, but there may be some information you could glean from it, and it's definitely worth checking out. Let's see. But to answer your question directly, there is no backdoor. There never will be a backdoor, so that's not a concern. Not a concern you have to worry about. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll go ahead and share this link with you right here, so you can check it out. Wait. Cool. All right, sweet. Don't want to skip anyone's questions. Let me make sure. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Okay. Cool. All right. Get some more coming in. Yeah, no worries. We totally understand. And the announcement, like a lot happened during that time period, and a lot of things kind of like got out of control. But like, we're trying to provide all the documentation and everything, being very upfront. Basically, with Ledger Recover, it is a service that some people can choose to use, but it will be disabled by default, and it will be impossible to activate the service without physically like setting up an account and authorizing it from your Nano. So like, it's if it's a feature you ever don't want to use, you can just simply not use it, and it will be impossible for it to be activated without your consent. Cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, don't. Yeah, it's definitely safe. I mean, all my Nanos are definitely on the most current firmware versions. So yeah, it's definitely safe. Safe to update. Yeah, no problem. Yep. Okay, cool. I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I got you. Okay, if I miss anybody else, just call me out. Let me know. But it looks like Just Options is saying, when will KAS be supported on Ledger? Let's go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and check that out. Let me close all these real quick. Go back to CoinGecko. You said KAS. Let's see. Caspa. All right. I actually just had a question earlier today about Caspa. All right, cool. Let me real quick. Let me just check our internal database real quick to see if there are any if there's any information about this real quick. Okay. So it doesn't look like it, from what I can see. I don't have eyes on everything, but from what I can see, I don't see any like talks about Caspa in particular. But I did look it up earlier, so I'm not familiar with the blockchain by any means. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I can see that it is its own blockchain, meaning that it's not like an Ethereum chain built on Ethereum. It looks like it's its own thing. It's got its own block explorer. So yeah, so the whole process with this, and please let me know in the comments if like you're already in tune with this and like you've already been talking to other people and I'm telling you information that's kind of like not useful or not relevant because the developers for Caspa have already done this. But let me just go ahead real quick and show you kind of how this process works. So if you go to developers.ledger.com, it's developers plural.ledger.com. You'll see that there's these options right here. So this is actually how to like if you were a developer of a blockchain and you wanted to get your blockchain published in Ledger Live, supported in Ledger Live, you can come here and get started. So the first step is to create an embedded app right here. So it's actually up to the developers of that specific blockchain. So in this case, Caspa, they would have to come in and they can follow all the templates we have. Like it's an open source process to get a nano app into Ledger Live, and so we provide the framework to do it, and then we also provide support. So this would be the place to go to get started. And once a nano app is created, then the Caspa developers could submit it to ours, and then they can work together to review it and make sure there's no security flaws. And once everything checks out and is good to go, then it can be published to Ledger Live. And then if the blockchain shows high usage, or if it shows usage and there's demand from the public to have it in Ledger Live, then it would be up to our developers to build it fully into Ledger Live, which is a quicker process, I believe, usually. So yes, this is where you're kind of going to want to check out. But let me know if you're already aware of this and like maybe you've already been in touch with the Caspa team and they've already built and submitted an app, and then maybe I can reach out to our internal team and find out what the status is on that. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, no problem, everybody. Happy to be here. Will XCC ever be fully onboarded, or will we always have to use a third-party app? And I just got done talking about like oh yeah, like the whole process, and then we build it in Ledger Live. I believe that with XDC, I don't know exactly what the issue was with XDC, but there's something that's making it really tricky to publish to Ledger Live. I'm not on the developer team, so I don't have a whole lot of visibility on that. I just know that there have been some snags, and so it's been delayed. I mean, it's definitely still in works, but I'm not sure what these snags are. So for now, definitely going to have to still use either my crypto wallet or my Ether wallet or MetaMask. You can use all three. Yeah, so that would be kind of like the only way to do it for the foreseeable future, or at least until I hear more about that. I'm sorry I don't have more information for you about that. Ledger stacks. So the Ledger stacks. I don't have an update on when the stacks is going to be released either. Sorry, I just don't have a lot of insight into like future announcements and stuff. Like we're pretty much just here to answer support questions. So I always kind of usually venture a little bit outside of my lane whenever I make any calls on like when something's going to happen or not. So it's easier for me just to not even try, so I don't get like so I don't get talked to later about that. Okay. I believe they have built the app, but I have not heard any progress about it. Okay, yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, so if they built the app already and submitted it, then it's probably currently in review, like in security review, and that process can actually take quite a while because I mean for obvious reasons, like anything that gets published to Ledger Live has to be 100% perfect. There can't be any issues, and so it can take some time. But yeah, so it looks like I hit the end of the list now. If anyone has any other tech questions, if you wanted me to show you anything, just feel free to drop it in. I'll keep monitoring the comments. But boy, sweet and sour. I'm always worried when my Ledger Live wants to update and also asks to update my hardware. I worry about my crypto being stolen. Should I worry? Well, no. No, so updating your application or your hardware wallet, it can never really cause anything bad to happen. As long as, so the main thing to always keep in mind is everything revolves around your recovery phrase. So like your recovery phrase is the most important part of everything. It's kind of like it's the master private key to your account. So like you hear people talking about private keys and seed phrase and recovery phrase. Technically, your private keys are derived from your seed phrase. However, for all intents and purposes, it's much easier to just visualize your recovery phrase as being the master private key for all of your accounts, any account that you have that you've created with your Nano. And so and that's stored on your Nano. That's safe on your Nano. It can't be extracted from your Nano. It can't be accessed from outside of the Nano in any way. Like not even the user can pull their recovery phrase out like under normal operations. And so yeah, so the only time, and the reason that like I'm kind of all over the place with this answer is because there's a I don't want to over blow up the issue because we of course see every single most support cases that come in involving these issues. So things seem disproportionate to us sometimes versus like total number of users versus like the ratio of how many people it affects. But one issue that's quite big is that there's a lot of scam versions of Ledger Live out there, and so. And it's really easy to accidentally install a scam version thinking that it's the true version because instead of maybe going directly to our website, maybe someone just types in Ledger Live in their search bar, and for whatever reason, their search engine shows them a scam version that's not from our official website. And so these scam versions, what they do is they ask a user to import their 24-word recovery phrase into the application. It says, oh, something went wrong. Back up your accounts now. Click this button, and you do, and it's like entering your recovery phrase. And it catches a lot of people because they think that Ledger Live is secure. They think that they're safe, but really Ledger Live will never ask for your recovery phrase. And the reason I even bring this up is because to reiterate that your crypto is not actually stored in Ledger Live, and your crypto is also not actually stored on your Ledger device. Your crypto is only ever stored on the blockchain. The blockchain is where all crypto lives. It's basically just like a notation in that blockchain or a transaction in that blockchain that says that this account has been credited with this amount of funds and owns this amount of funds, and that's all crypto is. It's just a ledger of transactions that says who owns what, and it's immutable and it's unchangeable. And so what your Ledger device is, your Ledger device holds your recovery phrase, which is the master private key for those accounts, and it lets you sign transactions from those accounts. It authorizes you to say yes or no to sending funds out of those accounts. And Ledger Live, all Ledger Live does is it views the public wallet address of your accounts on the blockchain and displays the information for you. So this is why you still have to have your Ledger plugged in and connected to sign transactions from Ledger Live, because without your Ledger, without your private keys, Ledger Live itself has no possible way to access your funds. It can only see your funds because it knows the public wallet address. So very long-winded answer, but I just wanted to, I like to go into detail about this because this is this is the information that makes most people have that aha moment where they're like, oh, I get how this application works. Like I see my crypto is not in Ledger Live. My crypto isn't in my Nano. My crypto's on the blockchain. My Ledger lets me safely sign transactions using my private keys, and Ledger Live lets me view my transactions and view my accounts. So to answer your question directly, updating Ledger Live could never have any impact whatsoever on your accounts. Even if you were to completely remove Ledger Live from your computer and wipe all that data, your accounts are still exist. You would just have to reinstall Ledger Live, connect your Nano, add your accounts right back in. And I can just kind of show you that real quick. It looks like we're pretty. Yeah, it looks like we don't. Yeah, why not? Let me just show you some stuff. We don't have more questions coming in. I will do some demos. Cable. I do have a cable. All right, cool. We got camera working. All right. So this Nano that I'm plugging in right now, all these accounts belong to this same Nano right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the pin in and unlock it real quick. Okay. So see, I got my Nano plugged in. It's unlocked. Oops. Actually, real quick, I'm gonna actually break that connection and show you something else real quick. So I have Ledger Live right here open. You see I have all these accounts. I'm gonna go up here to settings. I'm gonna go to help, and I'm gonna reset Ledger Live. I'm gonna wipe all the data that you see. Okay, so then this is what you see when you first install Ledger Live. So now I've just wiped all my account data. So it's like I'm starting over from scratch. I still have my Nano, and it's still got the same recovery phrase. All that crypto still exists on the blockchain. So I can just go ahead and get started. I can, we have a Nano S Plus. Already have a recovery phrase. Let's connect our Nano S Plus. Plug it in. I'm gonna enter my PIN. Okay, set that down. I'm going to check my Nano and pick it right back up because I'm going to have to allow a secure connection with Ledger. Authorize that. All good. All right. So the genuine check checks the firmware, the operating system of your Nano, and it makes sure that it hasn't been tampered with. If it has been tampered with, you would fail on this step and you wouldn't be able to proceed any further. But we obviously did not fail, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so this is fresh setup. We have no accounts, so let's go ahead and just add an account. I know that I have an Ethereum account, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Open up the Ethereum application. It's scanning, it's synchronizing, it's deriving my accounts using the private keys. That's happening inside the Ledger. What Ledger Live gets is only the public wallet address. Ledger Live never gets the private keys for your account. Here's the exact same ETH account that we just had. I'll make sure to give it a good name. ETH-S plus is kind of how I differentiate. I'm going to add that back in. And then right there in my accounts tab, you can see it's got the exact same account that I just had. And then I can go in, I can add all my other accounts that I had. So that's just kind of like showing you that your crypto doesn't actually live in updating the application, uninstalling it, reinstalling it, whatever. It'll have no effect on your actual crypto. There's no way to accidentally, unless like you were to like, if you had a bunch of accounts and you had no idea and you've totally forgot where your crypto was, you could have a potential difficulty in the future, like remembering like, oh man, what accounts did I have tied to this recovery phrase? But at that point, you can then just go in and create accounts in all the popular blockchains and just, do process of elimination. Or you can, another like queue is like, you can see what Nano apps you have installed on your Nano. There's a good chance that you have accounts tied to those blockchains. Yeah. All right. See. Sorry, Ben the Yellow Lab. I don't have any updates on the stacks. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're welcome, Zigo. Yeah, happy to help. How many time for having my card? Are you talking about the crypto life card? If so, I don't know. So that's basically that's actually mainly it's powered by Ledger, but it's actually offered by our partner banks, which is a centralized entity that is able to like issue cards. Ledger as a company can't do that on our own. I believe that it's already rolled out for the UK, and I think the United States is next. But I haven't seen any official communication from banks to like confirm anything, so I can't say anything definitively. But last I heard was the United States is next, and that'll happen whenever banks is able to make that happen. Let's see. Amon, I asked for Polygon NFTs. Thank you for answering my ledger. I couldn't see option on 3 dots right hand side. Nothing happens when I right click. Okay, yeah. Let me just add that Polygon account back in real quick. Add a Polygon Matic account. Polygon app. Okay. Give this the same name, Matic-S plus. Add that account. Same account. Let's go to what we're going to. Oh, that's right. We're going to the account and we're looking at the NFTs. Give that a chance to load for a minute. You see, I got a bunch of nice little scam ones here. So if you click, so you have to, from here, click on the NFT and it should open it up. And then you should see this over here, like on this line. And if you don't see that, it could be that your Ledger Live possibly is not up to date. To check that, go up to this little gear icon up here. Go to the About tab, and see if it's on 2.62.2, which is the most up-to-date version. If not, then you could be on like a outdated version that maybe like doesn't display things the same way, because a lot of the UI has been upgraded over time. Yeah, so check that out. Let me know. And if you are really far out of date, you may have to go actually back to our like official website to re-download and install it from there. Because we find that oddly, if people are on like a really old version of Ledger Live, like the update will like show up here, but when you click on it, like nothing happens. Like it doesn't install the update. It just downloads it, or it just doesn't do anything, and there's no option to install it, and it just glitches out. So if that's the case, then you'll actually have to go to directly to our website, re-download it and install it from there, and that'll just replace your version with the most up-to-date version. Okay. All right. Can I put the seed phrase in two ledgers? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So the recovery phrase that I have in this ledger right here that I've been using to manipulate these accounts, if I were to take this seed phrase and import it into this nano X right here, then this nano X would then become a clone of this one, and it would immediately be able to access all the same accounts. Doesn't even matter if it has a different PIN code or anything. It would be the exact same thing as this nano, according to Ledger Live, because Ledger Live will allow anything to sign transactions from an account if it's got the appropriate private key. And so that would give it the private key, which is basically, I like to think of it as creating a copy of your key to your vault. So that would essentially create a copy of my vault key right there. And then I'd be able to use that. And it's also a good idea, you know, if like you have a significant other that you share accounts with, to use the same seed phrase. That way you only have one seed phrase to, you know, or it's, I don't want to say it's a good idea. What's a good idea to one person may not be a good idea to another person, but it's an idea. It's a way that you can, you know, like put that to practice. All right. Let's see. Sweet and sour. I am no longer a term investor, and I don't log into my Ledger Live and or use my Hbar wallet. If I don't update my Nano wallet for 2 years or so, will this be a problem? So if you have like a one of the newer ones, like the Nano X or the Nano S Plus, it's probably not likely that it'll be an issue. But if you have like an older one, like a Nano S that is no longer receiving regular updates, or the Ledger Blue, for instance, then it could become an issue. But even on that note, it will only really be an issue if you no longer have your recovery phrase. Like, let's say like 2 years from now, you try to access your accounts, you can't get your Ledger to connect because the software on it is now too old to be able to communicate with current technology, because things just move so fast in crypto and Web3. And so you can't access it with your Nano, and you also don't have a copy of your recovery phrase. If that were the case, that could potentially be, you know, like a bad situation where you could be locked out of your crypto. There are some things that you could try in a situation like that, like for instance, installing like a deprecated version of Ledger Live, like an outdated version that may still be able to connect that whatever version of firmware you have on your Nano. But this doesn't always work. And in fact, I would say that most of the time it doesn't work. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't. However, the whole big caveat to all of this is that if, as long as you have your recovery phrase, your 24 words written down somewhere safe, you'll never be in a situation where you cannot access your accounts. Even if your Ledger doesn't work, even if Ledger goes out of business and is no longer making hardware wallets and doesn't exist anymore, those 24 words are your master private key, whether you use Ledger or not. This is the same model that all that all crypto wallets use. And so you can use that recovery phrase to import it into a different hardware wallet, or you can even import that recovery phrase into a software wallet to access your funds if you wanted to. If you do plan to continue using hardware security, however, be it Ledger or another brand, I definitely recommend to never ever import your recovery phrase into a software wallet or even put it on a computer at all, because that will basically it will make it visible to the internet, which is why you hear the term like hot wallets are not secure. Well, it's they are not as secure as cold storage. But you would still have to probably have some like malware or virus on your computer for it to be an issue. Maybe there's other circumstances that could also lead to it. But the reason that hot wallets are inherently not secure is because the seed phrase, which is your master private key, is stored in the app data for whatever browser wallet you're using, whatever wallet you're using, whether it's downloaded on your computer as an application, whether it's installed on your Chrome browser. Like either way, that wallet has to have your recovery phrase. It has to have your master private key in order to allow you to sign transactions. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. And so if that wallet has your private key, then that means that the only thing stopping anyone from accessing that is whatever security is in place on your computer locally and in that application. So you're putting all your trust in that application. When you use cold storage, you're not necessarily putting your trust in an application because your seed phrase is stored in your Nano, which cannot be accessed, and then it's up to the user to keep it offline. So written down, etched in steel, carved in wood, whatever you got to do, just not like in a password manager or as a photo or any other way where it can be accessed like by the internet. That's kind of what we mean when we say like cold storage versus hot wallet, cold versus hot. Yeah, hopefully I didn't go into too much detail there. I'm getting a little wordy because we don't have a lot of questions coming in. Let's see. Crypto Vapors, thank you for the Q&A. You're most welcome. Yep. I had 2 NFTs show up in my account. Thought it was scammy and haven't touched them. What do I do? Yeah, we just got done discussing this with Aman Lakhani. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, Aman. But yeah, I'll go over it again real quick. So I use Polygon as the example. I might actually even have some in the ETH account. Let's see. Connect. What is Connect? I think it's safe to say that this is probably a scam NFT because I didn't buy this. So basically, so if you receive like some weird NFT and you can't explain like where it came from, it's most likely a scam. This one's a little weird. I don't know actually. Like maybe this is something. This is just like a little weird. Like it looks like it doesn't have. I bet you if I were to go to, let's see what happens if I do the token address and look it up on Etherscan. Let's see what Etherscan says about this NFT. Yeah, honestly, it just kind of looks like I would say off the top, like just like first glance, it's probably a scam NFT. Like honestly, like I don't think I've ever purchased an NFT from this account. But either way, for sure I have them on Polygon. And the reason it happens more often on Polygon is because the transaction fees are super low on Polygon. So remember, even when someone like sends you a scam NFT, when it just appears in your wallet, somebody had to pay the network transaction fee for that to arrive in your wallet. And it's always the sender that has to pay. So that means that someone had to pay money to get that into your account. And so typically scammers will use blockchains like Polygon where the transaction fees are very minuscule because it doesn't cost as much to scam people basically. So that's why you see all these are all scam NFTs right here in my Polygon account. The only legitimate NFTs that I have in here are my business cards for Ledger. So if you go to one of these, you click on them. I don't own an ape. I don't own Ape Coin. There's no reason why I should have this ape NFT ticket. Didn't buy it, don't want it. Go to this 3 dots right here and click on hide NFT collection and it'll just make it go away. basically. And that's the best thing to do with scam NFTs. Like it's much better just to like hide them than to try to like send them out somewhere else or whatever. Like it doesn't always work, and sometimes there's like weird taxes involved. Like scammers are going to scam. It's very similar to receiving like a spam email, like in like your Gmail account or your email account, and you have your spam folder. That's pretty much what this is. We just don't have spam folders built for Web3 yet, but I imagine one day there's going to be a lot of automation taking place that will take these obvious scam NFTs and filter them into some, other section that's like basically a spam folder. At least I hope so. It's my hope that something like that gets built. Let's see. Zgoat, no, we don't have multi-sig in Ledger Live, Zgoat, but you can set up multi-sig for Ethereum using your ledger. You can go to Gnosis Safe. Let's see. Here it is. It's actually safe.global now. It was Gnosis Safe. But yeah, so here, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, we're good. Wait, let's open up the Ethereum application. I'll show you how to get connected to this, because it's actually really cool. So yeah, if you can launch the wallet, we can go ahead and connect. We're going to connect via, let's see what happens if we connect via Ledger, see if it lets us. Okay, it's wanting us to use Wallet Connect. We can use Wallet Connect, but I prefer to use MetaMask if I'm going to be connecting in another way. Let's click here to try again. No, we don't want to do that. Back to wallets. All right, MetaMask. Cool. All right, so yeah, my MetaMask is already set up. It's just much easier to connect this way. Okay, cool. So I got my Ledger account set up. So now with Safe Wallet, now you can basically you can create an account. It's kind of a whole process, and I haven't actually set it up yet, but I've seen videos of it. Basically, you can set up multi-sig through this app using your Ledger device. Basically, using your Ledger ETH account, you can set up multi-sig using this. And I would definitely I don't think we have a lot of documentation for this, so I would definitely look into it and play around with it a little bit. But as far as connecting your wallet to this website and playing around with it, you're not going to get scammed. You're not going to lose any funds or anything. So yeah, I would definitely check it out. Let's see. Multi-sig option for Ledger ETH account. Cool. Yeah. Hey, all right, sweet and sour. Am I able to put my Solo coin to my Ledger Nano X? If so, can you demonstrate? Well, let's check out Solo. Let's just see. Sologenic. I knew I've heard of that one before. Oh, it looks like it's its own thing. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. Is Sologenic? I don't know much about it. I've only ever really seen it. Let's see. Is Sologenic a XRP token on the XRP ledger? If you're still here, let me know. Because if so, then you can use your ledger to secure it. You can connect your ledger to XRP Toolkit, and then you can manage your XRP tokens from your XRP account, which isn't compatible with Ledger Live, but you can just bypass Ledger Live and use XRP Toolkit with your ledger. Same level of security. It's a pretty sweet setup. But yeah, let me know if that's what Solo is. And then I'll show you kind of how to connect to XRP Toolkit. Oh, sweet. Nice. All right, got it. All right, so in that case, let's connect to XRP Toolkit. With this, find the XRP app amongst this crazy swamp of apps that I have here. All right, getting there. I know I have it. or at least I had it. I have to uninstall apps all the time to make room for other apps. So it could, no, but I just added next. There it is. All right, cool. All right, XRP. Let's go to XRP Toolkit. Put this other nano away. XRP Toolkit. Okay. So then you're going to get wallet, connect wallet. It's already connected. Let's see. We'll go here. We're going to go to, yeah. So this is an empty wallet. So it just automatically, it's XRP Toolkit. It's so easy to connect to. It's really cool. So I don't have any XRP in this wallet, so it's not going to let me get past this because I have to actually activate the wallet with 10 XRP. I'm sure you're familiar with that if you're an XRP person. So yeah, but once this wallet's activated, then you'll have the full account page with your same account from Ledger Live. So you'll have the exact same balance, but then any tokens that exist in your account will be displayed and you can actually manage them here. So let me go. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Look, I didn't realize it was already after 5, so I'm going to try to knock out these last few questions real quick. Oh, crypto vapors. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Yeah. And Matic bonus and Uniswap event NFT, those sound like scams. Yeah, for sure. I'd be very, very leery about interacting with those. I would just hide them, unless it's something that you opted into and you were expecting. But yeah. Nicholas L. My wife's boyfriend is letting me stay up late tonight to watch your stream. Sweet, nice. All right, your wife's boyfriend, huh? All right, cool. Let's see. All right, last question here. Yeah, no worries, Crypto Vapor. Let's see. Why Atom staking rewards not auto compound in Ledger Live? Well, that's because the Cosmos blockchain for staking, you actually have the option. And it requires a signature from the user. Like, so for instance, like Solana, the rewards will auto compound back into the balance because that's a feature of the Solana blockchain. That's just kind of how Solana stake, and Cardano is another one where staking rewards that are earned are just auto compounded in and just your balance keeps growing. Cosmos is different. So Cosmos has the option to to compound your rewards or to withdraw your rewards to your stake or to your available balance. And each one requires a different signature from the user on the Cosmos blockchain. I haven't messed around too much with like what's out there for like software wallets, but I imagine that there could be a situation where there's a software wallet that has the ability for the user to set up what they want to do. But that's not possible in Ledger Live because of how private keys are managed in Ledger Live. Like the user always has to physically sign the transaction with their ledger. So I don't know if that will be a thing in Ledger Live. I guess we'll just have to see like what new developments there are with Cosmos. But as of right now, yeah, that's the reason for that. All right, one last question. I'm down. Let's do this. I have USDC on my Nano X. How can I transfer that to NDAX? Okay, so is NDAX an exchange? That must be an exchange. NDAX, yeah, NDAX login. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's just check it out real quick. All right, cool. So yeah, we have a sign up and a login button. So this is not, so yeah, so you can't connect your ledger to this. All right, so to send your USDC on your Nano X, so let's go back to Ledger Live. It depends on what account you have it in. Most likely you have it in your ETH account, but USDC can actually exist on Ethereum, on Polygon, on Kronos, on Binance Smart Chain, on pretty much any smart contract blockchain that's built off Ethereum, which is like pretty much all of them. Not all of them, most of them. USDC can exist on that blockchain. So whatever blockchain you're using, you will have to have that native asset to send your USDC. For instance, if it's on Ethereum, you'll see I actually have some Tether right here. I had some Tether. It's still showing up. It's an empty token account, but I keep it there just for demonstration purposes. Let's say I had some Tether and I wanted to send it. It would actually cost me Ethereum to pay the network fee because it's on the ETH blockchain. So right here we have Polygon Matic. I have some DAI stablecoin right here. on the Polygon blockchain, if I wanted to send this DAI, it would cost me some Matic to pay the network transaction fee. So yeah, whatever account your USDC is in, you just basically have to make sure that you have enough of the mainnet coin in that account to pay the transaction fee. And so to send it, you would just go to send. And then you would choose, you click this drop down and you'll choose what you want to send. You'll find your USDC somewhere here underneath your ETH account in a sub account. Then you would just select that, pretend that says USDC. Then you would go to your, NDAX exchange. And then you would probably click like a deposit button here on the exchange to deposit USDC or receive perhaps. And you want to generate you an address to send your USDC to. Then you would copy that address from the exchange. You'd come back here to Ledger Live, and then you'd paste the address right here and you'd hit continue. And then you'd have to use your ledger to sign the transaction and authorize it. And then it'll just get sent right to the exchange. Yep. All right, Jimmy Jones, purchase DOT on S+. I know I said last question. This is for real the last question because I got to get home and have dinner. All right, Jimmy Jones saying, purchase DOT on S+ through MoonPay, did not show up on last operation. Okay. Could be a couple things here. You could be having an account synchronization error. Try clearing your cache in Ledger Live. I'll show you real quick how to do that. So first, actually generate your Polkadot public wallet address, which is your receive address. Generate that by clicking receive and getting it, and then go to subscan.io. Subscan the Polkadot, polkadot.subscan.io. Paste your wallet address here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this right here so you can just go to it. Paste your wallet address here, and then it'll give you all your extrinsics and all your transactions. See if the balance shows. If it's different, like if it has the total balance of your Polkadot account and Ledger Live is wrong, that means you're having an account synchronization error in Ledger Live. So then you can come up here to the gear icon, click on help, and click clear cache right here. And this actually forces your accounts to resynchronize with the blockchain. That can help. If you check on the Block Explorer and that deposit has not been made yet, then it's likely that MoonPay just has not processed it. In that case, it's probably best, quickest to reach out directly to MoonPay, since it will be them that'll have to look in their systems to see where the issue might be. However, if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to MoonPay or you don't know how to reach out to MoonPay, just reach out to us and we'll reach out to them for you and we'll find out what's going on. But do keep in mind that purchases made through these third-party partners and Ledger Live can sometimes take a day or two to clear, depending on many different factors. But yeah, sometimes it can take like a day or two to clear. But if you've bought through them before and it didn't take that long and you're concerned, just open up a support ticket with us and we'll help you out. We'll reach out to MoonPay and we'll find out what's going on. So go here, support.ledger.com. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that here. And then click on this contact us button at the bottom and then just follow all the prompts till you get connected to an agent. And yeah, we'll help you out with that. All right, cool. I think this is a good spot to make a clean break in between questions. Sorry if anybody does have any other questions that you wanted to ask during this AMA. So on Friday, we will be doing another live stream. We do our weekly onboarding where I'm going to be setting up one of these nanos that I have laying around just to show people the entire setup process. But that usually lasts about 30 minutes. And then I switch to live Q&A like we're doing right now for the last 30 minutes of the session. And then additionally, we will also have a moderator available in the chat to answer any questions. So feel free to pop in on Friday if you do have more questions, and we'll be happy to answer them there. Or if you're just curious on how to set one of these things up, and maybe like all the questions that were answered today were like much too detailed, and you just want to know like what is crypto, like what is a hardware wallet, it's a great session for you. So pop in on Friday. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time this Friday. And there will be a what's it called? It will be created on YouTube here in the next couple of days. So yeah. So hopefully I got at least some of your guys' questions answered, and I hope that it was valuable for you guys. But yeah, I guess we'll call it a day, and I'll see you all Friday or next week or next time you pop in. All right, stay safe, everybody. Bye.